That's how I.
Just because you may sound like a robot doesn't mean you have to actually sound like a robot.
I mean, that's how I felt about
Okay.
watching this movie, was just to get it over with. So
Really? Come on.
Brothers, sisters, gender resistors.
I feel like I'm going to be upset today.
I have to start this episode off with an apology.
God.
Do you have the music? Hold on, let me see if I can just cue up my own acapella.
Do you want me to put the music? Hold on, I got it here.
Sorry. Oh, do you have
that one?
Oh, okay.
I don't have that one.
Oh, okay. I am so sorry. Please accept my apologies. Joey, I owe you an apology.
Okay.
I think regularly on this show we shit on you for being a Batman fan. Not because it's necessarily justified, but because it's very specifically only Ron and I.
That's fair.
We watched The Dark Knight.
Yep, from 2008.
From 2008. And now I have not seen this movie since probably 2008.
Okay.
And I really tried to go into it being like, all right, forget all the memes, forget all the jokes, forget all all the other stuff. Joey, from the bottom of my heart, I get it. I kind of get now why you like Batman. I was talking to a friend who explained it to me a little more clearly.
Okay.
And said, quote, you have to look at Batman and the Batverse like it's Warhammer 40K. There are no good guys. Everybody just thinks they're the good guy for their own justifiable cause, which is something we have talked about, but it wasn't
Especially
until one very specific scene in this movie where I went, oh yeah, they're all gigantic pieces of shit. No wonder Joey likes them so much. He inherently loves flawed characters. This is nothing but an endless tragedy of terrible people doing terrible things with the belief that it is a just cause for doing it.
You're not wrong.
And then when I realized that, I actually really like this movie. I forgot how much I love this movie.
So, yes.
All right, well then it looks like I'll be on my own on that one.
I loved it when it came out, but I missed a lot of the shit in it that like they really do hone in, like Batman's kind of a piece of shit and is actually realizing that a lot of the shit that his existence is like the whole fucking problem.
Yeah.
And they don't. Yeah, and
true.
Like,
millionaires existing is the problem. Billionaires existing is the problem.
You're not wrong on that one either.
Well, and I think what's really smart of like the realization in this movie is the only difference that separates Batman from Spider-Man is the money. They are the same character with the same background and same flawed ideas. This idea that they had this canon event that drastically changed who they were as a person, and they believed that they needed to be better, and therefore has continually gone, despite the fact that if they just stopped doing the thing, more likely than not, a lot of the fucking problems would go away. And they inherently are endlessly sacrificing their own life.
I think he's fully right here.
But he's not.
They're only endlessly sacrificing their own happiness in life because they believe in this thing that is essentially now bigger than them as a whole. The only difference between Spider-Man and Batman in this case is that fucking Spider-Man is for the streets. He is just a poor college kid.
But also Spider-Man has superpowers.
Okay, and
it's not the okay, yeah, sure, but like
powers,
so that makes him inherently better than Batman. But also Spider-Man doesn't have we just lost Joey.
No, we're still recording.
Okay. Spider-Man, right? His rogues gallery isn't because he spent all of his money trying to be a superhero and then everybody else went poor. All right. If Batman has the ability to stop crime on this level up here, but he prefers to do it on this level because he likes beating up poor people. If Spider-Man had the money to do that from the get-go, he would have been in a whole different situation.
Yeah, but in the comics, Spider-Man did have an opportunity when he was working for Horizon, where he was making things that could better the cops in New York to actually take care of these bad guys, and he didn't. He made his suit, technology better.
First off, 1312. Don't trust cops with anything that.
But you know what I'm saying.
The Dark Knight, this movie specifically, is 1312. You 100%. Cannot fucking trust anybody.
Yeah,
it is not. This is a great representation and example of like you can't trust anybody, but how can you exploit the fact that you cannot trust anybody? That's what this entire movie is. Nobody is a good person in this. Gordon, not a good person. He knows that he's got people on the inside that are fucking everything up, and he's trying to exploit that for the best of his use. He uses Batman because Batman is able to get around all the jurisdiction shit that they can't deal with. Right? They have all the because inherently Gordon is a good guy. He wants to follow the law and he wants to follow the rules. So he's going to find somebody else who can do it.
He will look the other way while Batman bends the rules or even breaks the rules. Yeah.
And in this, Harvey is exactly the same thing. He even says it himself. He's like, well, I think it's when they're having dinner, when Bruce shows up and they're talking about like how great Batman is, and Bruce is kind of playing devil's advocate here a little bit with the Russian ballerina.
Yeah.
And it's like, Den says himself, he's like, if it wasn't for him, all of our fucking cases would not even exist right now. All of my, successful putting people away. But I think we also in general say that Batman typically goes after poor people and that's the whole issue. Is he though?
No, it's because he's a cop.
He is a cop, but you literally just said that he was beating up poor people. Yeah. That's the difference between him and Spider-Man. He's not though. He's taking down ridiculously rich mafia groups and mob groups.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He goes after the mobs
through their little people.
Yes.
He's got to work his way up somehow.
But he also gets it.
No, he doesn't. He knows them all. He's got all the connections because he's Bruce Wayne. He knows exactly which one of those motherfuckers are, dirty and whatnot. He just, prefers to beat up on poor people.
But realistically speaking, he needs to be able to conserve the top people so those people can be brought to justice, because you can't just inherit. Now, granted, I don't agree with how he does it, and often it blows up in his fucking face, which is kind of the realization that he has in this movie.
Actually, I think it blew up in Harvey's face this time, but
yeah, we'll get to that.
But no, you are right, Chuck, because
be there.
I don't know about that. Yeah, he takes out the thugs. He has to work over the thugs to get the leverage that the DA would need, that Dent would need on the big fish, on Maroney, on Campbell, Michael Jai White's character, like on all of these
Spawn?
Big fish. Yeah, Spawn.
The guy who plays, is it Marconi? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
In this, the Italian when the
Eric Trump. No, Eric Roberts. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. This is he is the like one representation of this movie of like, boom, here's the cameo of like the most important person of the time at which this movie came out, because that dude was in fucking everything.
He was, he was I'm not gonna say a high profile actor, but he's been around. Yeah.
He was he was very specifically the guy if you needed a shitlord in your music videos. He was in Mariah Carey's music video. He was in the Killer's music video, Mr. Brightside.
Ooh,
he's in there's another one that he's in. Like, he did this like run of like, we need like an old kind of shitlordy dude to be like the bad guy in this like music video, and he just got fucking hired for all of them for some reason.
Oh, it's Maroney, but not Marconi. Maroney. Sorry.
Oh, Maroney, right.
Yeah.
That's his name. Yeah. Yeah. I just when I saw him, I go, oh, dude, that's the guy from Mr. Brightside. Holy shit. And then he plays Mariah Carey's
Dude.
We Belong Together in the song We Belong Together. He plays the like kind of shitty rich husband that she runs away from, that she leaves at the altar. Oh my god. I just remember that. Anyway. Yeah, so there you go. There's my little
he is working though. Like I just happened to look at his IMDb, and he's got like 30 projects in 2024. No, like 40 projects in 2024 alone already. Dude works. 2023 has got a bunch. Like I'm trying to scroll back down to 2008, and it's taking me a minute because he is in so
and
much stuff.
Those are all just passion projects because he's got Mariah Carey fuck money. You know what I mean? Like the dude made all of his money in 2008, and now he can just do whatever he wants. So he does all these like crazy projects. There's 100%.
Did you call it Mariah Carey fuck money?
Yeah, it's Mariah Carey fuck money. He got paid like no joke, like multiple millions of dollars to do that, like 1 3-minute video.
Damn, I think I'm in the wrong line of business, man.
Yeah, he like drives an Aston Martin.
I just need to look like a rich asshole, and then I can get away. You know,
you could do it. I believe.
I probably could.
Yeah, I feel like you have very rich asshole potential.
Oh, I'm a very good actor.
Yeah, you'd be fine. You're gonna have to shave though, which is inherently terrifying. So we've seen shave drawn. It's not the best. It's a little terrifying.
Wait till you see shave me.
I don't
plan on shaving anytime soon, but
I don't want to see that.
I don't even remember what Joey's chin looks like. Come to think of it,
I mean, last time I shaved it all off was 8 years ago or so.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I dyed it green for St. Patrick's Day, and then shaved it off the next day because I had blotches everywhere. It didn't like that's back when the beard was actually like dark, and I did have all the gray. So
I don't remember that either. Come to think of it,
all the gray or all the dark?
Not having all the gray.
Yeah, that's kids do that to you.
That is very
Happy Father's Day, by the way. You too, specifically.
Oh, well, thank you.
At time of recording, it is Father's Day. Shout out to my dad, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the only man who actually raised me. So, there you go.
So I sent a text message to my siblings, and it was a picture of a Ouija board. And I said, "Hey, while I got Dad on the line, does anybody want to say anything?" Only my little sister responded.
Okay, I kind of appreciate that. That's a good joke. Anyway,
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I thought that was like.
He sent me that the other day, and I'm like, "Yeah, Ouija boards are the one thing I don't fuck with." So I'm good.
Fair. Yeah, demons often are like bears. They're really fucking.
You'd rather
cool,
be in the woods with those than a men.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so there's my long-winded rant. The monologue.
So this movie, I watched this in theaters.
So Joey appreciates that because you're actually on his side this time.
There is that.
I mean, I'm still gonna shit on this movie for the next like 45 minutes, but yeah, no, this is
and I appreciate that.
But like, this is quintessentially one of the best Batman movies out there. Like any Batman fan will agree to that.
It's a low bar though, so that's not hard to do.
Considering what we got before, like we had Batman Begins, which was an excellent movie. This one is. I mean, it was up on our list. I don't remember where we're at, but it was
I hear you. I hear you on this, and I would say this was the T2 level of like this is how you do a sequel.
Yes,
and like it's really good because like there was really hardly any origin callbacks in this. Like it was all like.
I will say that was nice not having to watch his parents die again.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, we did.
I was gonna say they would have to pay a lot to put Snoopy back in, so it's like it's not really worth it for them. Of course, head over to our TeePublic store and get the murderous Joe Cool T-shirt.
Love it. Very good.
Do it.
Do it.
But this is a movie that kind of like, so obviously the elephant in the room here is Heath Ledger's Joker. When he was cast,
Oh, I forgot that 2 played Joker.
Really?
No, I'm fucking with you, dude. Of course I know.
Like, what the fuck? Like, people were like, Heath Ledger, he is that like teenage heartthrob. How is he going to be Joker? Like, this is going to be terrible. And lest people forgot, when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, he was a comedic actor. And in 1989, he became Batman. So like Heath Ledger as Joker was, God, a highlight of this movie. Loved him as Joker.
Yeah, I think he was this generation's Joker.
100%.
Like, yeah, like I remember thinking his portrayal of Joker works really well for the universe that they're trying to set, which was a more realistic, air quotes, realistic feel.
More dark feel, like more edgy.
Yeah.
I really had to like fight my brain from like falling into like the reason why I end up not liking the Heath Ledger Joker, with everybody who then like, I am the Joker, like his character and his persona. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah,
like
you lost me earlier, lost Ron now. We'll lose you later.
Yeah, well, like the idea that like he's this like weird edgelordy like dude who just wants to commit chaos and all this stuff, and it's like every single person who was like a fan of the Joker was like just a fucking burnout who was just looking for an excuse to like believe in something, and it's like, I am the Joker, I am chaos. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you can't even show up to work on time. Like, shut the fuck up.
But that's why they're chaos. No, you're right though. Like,
no, not showing up to work on time is like that's not chaos. Showing up to work on time and then proceeding to just fuck everything up, that's chaos. At least show up on time.
That's true.
If you watch the movie, he is always on time. He is always where he exactly needs to be because he is secretly a fucking mastermind. Like, he had a plan for the plan.
Either that or he's got like
But that's the funny thing. Well, yes, he definitely had plans on plans, although he was saying, I don't plan anything. Really, though, he actually does plan stuff, and we'll get into it because there's a certain scene at the end that I learned in IMDb that we can talk about later. But yeah, no, he lies. I mean, that's also Joker. Like that's how he does. He plans stuff. He is chaos. He lies. He's just crazy. Specifically,
that's the whole thing. His character, he inherently lies to keep everybody from actually figuring out what he's thinking, which is inherently the smartest thing he does in this entire movie. And I remember when I saw this movie in theaters, and I saw it with the group of adults I shouldn't have been hanging out with when I was like,
old man crew.
Yeah, they were huge Batman fans, like Joey levels of like Batman fans. And there was
don't put Joey in that level of people.
I mean, their fandom specifically. That's
okay.
Okay. I mean, you can tell I'm not just a Batman fan. Well, I have more knowledge of Batman.
Right.
No, I was saying as far as because the way that Chuck makes them out to be, they're not very good people.
It wasn't that they weren't good. That regardless, okay. It wasn't that they were good people. There was just some questionable things that I've unpacked during trauma. Anyway, the two things that they got mad about is, one, the fact that Joker constantly changed his story of how he got his scars, which like that's the whole fucking point. Yeah, that's the whole point. Is that you're not. We are the ones who find out that he's lying about every time that he tells it, because he tells the story to a different group every time, right?
But he also tells it differently every time, specifically because he can.
Right. And then two, was the fact that the face paint comes off.
But
that's because it's realistically face paint in this one, like not.
I know, but like they were
being stained
on. Right. Well, they were hard on it. Like that's
Okay, that's. I like that because it just shows.
See, I actually like that part too.
Yeah, like he's psychotic enough to always put the face paint back on when
But
he's
furthermore,
there with Dent in the hospital. You see that the white on his hands, like he had just put like a fresh coat on.
Yeah,
but more importantly, I have a theory on his scars.
Yeah, he was actually going to tell Batman the real reason he got his scars.
They aren't real scars. It's just latex
Anyway,
prosthetics.
Yes. God damn you.
Okay. There's a part of me that would have loved the idea that even though it's still like face paint, he has to put makeup on over top of it when he wants to be like looking normal. Like he's that fucking crazy.
Which who was it that did that? Well, yeah, no, because what was it? Jack Nixon's.
Yeah, because he had to, because his face was stained. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because they went more comic book accurate with that version of Joker. Well, accurate at the time. They really didn't know his origin back then. We've since got as somewhat of an origin in the last couple years. Joker. I know Heath Ledger was, according to all of the IMDb stuff, according to people who have talked about him, obviously after the fact, like David Dastmalchian, we see him. This is his second role ever acting, and he's the one guy that gets captured in the police outfit at the parade that is with Joker. He's the one that gets shot and captured and tortured.
Okay, the creepy looking dude with the dark hair.
Yes. He was on a Last Podcast on Left episode a few months back, and he was talking about Heath Ledger, and he was just like, when Heath came into onto set and was, just being himself, he's a wonderful guy. And then as soon as they're like, hey, we need you on set, he's like, all right, cool. And he said like he clicks the dial and gets in the character. He was able to just separate both like himself from the acting. I mean, he's an amazing actor. Amazing actor.
Almost was able to separate himself.
So allegedly that was not like
that was the immediate thing that everybody went to.
That was
that this role was what led to his But
that's not actually what happened. It was
it's not.
It was medication. Like apparently he'd been taking sleeping meds for some time.
Well, I mean, if you did the horrible things the Joker did, you'd need shit to help you sleep too.
No, it was before that. It was long before that. But yes, that is, you're not completely wrong.
One of the Olsen twins was involved. It was weird.
Well, they were there. They found the body.
I thought that was Maggie Gyllenhaal or something like that.
So, do we want to talk about that, Rachel?
Not being the same Rachel?
So,
like, why they didn't just throw
Maggie, why didn't throw what?
Throw a typical, like, Batman move where they just gave him a different love interest in this one and call it a day.
Considering this whole set of movies was its own thing, I am actually happy that they kind of kept that continuity. Now, I think I liked Katie Holmes better than Maggie, but Maggie didn't do a terrible job. But I think the problem is what Katie did was completely different than what Maggie did, and that I think is what I had the issue with.
Yeah, because it wasn't the same person.
Well, not only yes,
no, as the character, the same person.
Yeah, yes, it was different. That's not. I mean, it's not great.
I think I liked Maggie better than Katie.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I just like her a lot better in this movie. But this, of course, was during the height of Tom Cruise going crazy.
But apparently Katie Holmes also had already accepted a role in a different movie, and that added to the Tom Cruise being, you're not doing anything outside this house.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're kind of crazy how we just like forgave that, huh?
Who?
Tom Cruise.
Did we though? I mean, I guess we did.
I mean, everybody
makes
still
movies.
talks about Tom Cruise putting out movies, just like Mel Gibson. People were like hyped about.
I haven't seen a Tom Cruise movie in a while.
I think Ghost Protocol was the last Mission Impossible I seen.
I haven't seen a Mission Impossible since the second one, so
There was he did
there's like 35 of them now or something.
Edge of Tomorrow is so good.
Yeah, I did like that. But like that's the whole thing. It's like Tom Cruise somehow fucking scapegoated himself out of that.
Well, that's Scientology for you, which I don't want to talk to. I don't want to get
flagged and taken down and then
abducted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
So Abe Lincoln was actually one of the candidates for Batman, apparently. That was on the wall of who could be Batman.
Oh.
Well, he was also next to Bigfoot, and I forget who the other person was.
Oh, that's
and
right.
see, which is dumb because obviously if it was Bigfoot, you'd be able to see a shaggy face out the bottom of the beard. That's just bad cop for you right there.
Yeah, it's people also believe that Harvey Dent was Batman with his not his cleft chin, but that I guess like you could see Batman's chin. It doesn't have the indent.
No, he has prosthetic. He puts a prosthetic on.
Oh,
he puts
okay.
the mask on. It just comes down around. It's like a chin strap. I thought that was a list of things that also aren't really real. Was like what they were trying to do because it was like two things that weren't real. It was something and then Bigfoot, but then there was Abe Lincoln. I was like, "What the fuck did Abe Lincoln wasn't real?" Wait, hold on, what?
No, Elvis. It was Elvis, Abe,
and
and Sasquatch.
Yeah,
which I mean, obviously they weren't
goddamn Sasquatch.
Oh. Yeah. That's what it was. It was Elvis. I mean, I appreciate that they were trying to have fun.
Oh, I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, but then we get those two who are obviously the bad cops on the force. And yes, I know, Ron, all cops are bad. But
all right, look, I didn't have to tell you this time.
Anyway.
But see, the fact that those two cops are on the force just shows that the rest of them are bad. Because if they weren't bad, then they would get rid of the bad elements in the precinct.
Yeah, but like they're all bad. It just depends on which bad they're a part of. It just seems like everybody had people on the inside, but maybe not like but the cops weren't like one group of cops worked for one guy, another group of cops worked for another guy, like kind of thing. It was weird.
Yeah. But it's like teams. It's how they separate for their softball teams.
Yeah, okay. I know we get that in the Batman, where some of the cops are specifically working for Falcone. I think some for Maroni. I could be wrong on that one.
But a couple of them are working for Oscar Mayer Baloney.
Anyway,
I don't know. It ended with an Oni. I figured they'd fit in.
So I did want to bring up there's at the party for Harvey Dent when Joker shows up. There's one
when
guy.
Batman just knocks his ass out instead of talking to him like a normal person.
Chokes him out and just throws him in a closet.
Because he knew he wasn't going to go.
No, that's not true. That's not true. He did it because he didn't like the fact that Harvey was dating his ex-girlfriend.
I mean,
he just used it being for his safety as an excuse.
Maybe. But in that scene when Joker shows up, there is one guy in particular that he like threatens. It's an older gentleman, bald. I think he's got like the just a strap of hair around. That guy. Yeah, there we go. That guy.
The one that he says reminds him of his dad.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
He is in
actually
every movie. Dad. No. He is in every movie that Batman is in because in real life, he has got the largest collection of Batman comics known to man. So
interesting.
He gets, I'm not going to say special privilege, but if you were to go back into, I want to say it starts around Batman Forever. You'll find him there.
So not every Batman movie.
Robin. Well, I don't remember.
Well, you said every Batman movie he's been in, and then every movie that Batman was in, he was in, is what you said, and then you
I did say
retconned it.
Well,
Dude, go back and listen because that's what you said.
This just further proves that
I'm
Batman
saying-
and Batman Returns, it's not the real Batman. Therefore, they're not really good movies.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Anyway,
Oh,
but I just thought that was
Joey.
fun. Like,
on
I know
Father's Day.
because I know he's like in BVS. He's one of the senators in BVS. I know he's, I believe. Actually, I don't remember what he is in Dark Knight Rises. But
He is the actual like link to all of the Batmans being canonical in the like multiverse. Is that what you're saying? He's the constant.
Well, maybe. Look at that when we get to the Flash, but that's a whole different mess.
No,
I'm glad I haven't watched that yet.
I mean, we got a couple years.
Yeah, I know. That way I don't have to watch it once, though. It's kind of like how I was super glad I'd never seen Catwoman until we watched it on the show. Because then I never had to watch it ever again.
That's fair. So, obviously, this time, 2008, we are getting these comic book movies. Like, I mean, Iron Man's about ready to come out. And we've had a couple sequels already for, like, Blade and Spider-Man and X-Men.
I saw...
I was going to bring... Hold on. I was going to bring up what... We got a new costume for Batman in this one. I did not like his cowl. I thought the cowl looked too, like, bulky. Especially when, like, you look straight on it. It looked like he had no nose. And then his head was, like, super wide.
Really?
Something. Yeah.
I mean, like, because... Okay. Yeah, I actually
he
always...
back out of the driveway, so he needed his helmet fixed.
Yeah, that was the excuse. That was good. Yo, they do a really bad job in this of like
dropping
Bruce
funny jokes.
Bruce and Lucius like acting like they just like they're not going to acknowledge that Bruce is Batman. It's
literally on the wall, and they sidestep it every single time.
Yeah,
it's got sonar just like a submarine. Yeah.
But then he's just like, well, I need to design a new suit. Yeah, no problem. We can do that. And then literally puts the fucking bat symbol on it. And it's just like, okay, if you're not supposed to know, or if you're supposed to pretend like you don't know, the trick is to also like not continually do the shit that makes it so unbelievably blatantly clear.
Well,
I did, however, enjoy the guy who tries to blackmail
that
Bruce,
was funny.
Where he was like, you don't think we fucking realize that this gigantic tank that we funded to build is driving around the fucking streets? Like, it was like, yeah, how do people Wayne Manor not realize, or Wayne Enterprises not realize half this
because
shit?
This goes back to my theory.
And Lucius Fox was the only one in the R&D department.
That goes back to my theory that they actually just Batman just pays the city to let him do the things that he does. And they turn an eye. Everybody knows he's Batman. Everybody knows. But they just turn a blind eye to it so that...
Reese, who was that guy, also, according to IMDb, he apparently was a substitute, allegedly, for Edward Nygma. Because if you say Mr. Reese...
Mysteries.
Yeah.
Mysteries. Yeah, I get it.
But he was brought in. He was brought in for the deal with Lau, and Fox wanted him to look over Lau's books to make sure everything is, above board.
Yeah,
and
sure.
He took the initiative to look at the Wayne books and was like, there's something fishy here. But I also love that scene where he basically blatantly calls out, where Fox calls out Reese, and it's like, yeah, you really gonna blackmail the guy who beats up criminals with his bare hands?
Look, dude, you're about to be a poor person. Do you really want to chance it with Batman?
but then he still does, because he goes on TV.
That was because
I know the identity of Batman.
That was because the mob was threatening him, though.
No, I don't think they were.
Yeah, because then they try to kill him afterwards.
No. Reese?
Yeah.
No.
When he's on the TV show?
Joker. That was Joker just being Joker. Because he said he doesn't want Batman's identity out
I'm sorry. Not Batman. I'm sorry, not the mob. Joker was the one that put him up to going at the identity, because then Joker tells him never mind, and that's why he was going to have him killed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's one of the people that when they capture Rachel and Harvey, and they kill the judge and they kill the commissioner. Yeah, he was one of the people that they went after, because that's where Gordon went afterwards with the TV show guy, and then they end up being on the bus that Joker hijacks. I fell asleep in this movie. I'm just making shit up, but it sounded good.
Fucker. I hate you sometimes.
Come on, it was good. Admit it.
No, you have me very confused.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason why Joker wants him dead was because realistically he doesn't want to know who Batman is, right? Isn't that
Correct.
the whole point?
Yeah. Yeah, because he was about ready to reveal it, and then he makes the phone call.
That's when he made the phone call.
Yeah, hey, just you. If he's not dead within the hour, I think he. No, it wasn't. No, yeah, it was. He's like, if Reese is not dead within the hour, I'm gonna go attack, blow up a hospital.
I'm gonna go start blowing up hospitals.
Yeah.
Speaking of blowing up hospitals,
what did I tell you?
Shut up.
Did you, in your research, did you find I always heard this, I just didn't know if it was true or not.
So I kept looking, because I was looking for that specifically. There's like, I got to about 300 items of IMDb, and I'm like, I can't look anymore. This is way too much. But I am 100% positive that is true with Heath Ledger when he's leaving the hospital.
Yeah.
Because I've always heard it as well, but he's also a really great actor. So, when he's walking out of the hospital, he hits the trigger, it starts blowing up. And then it stops, and he's like, he pauses, he starts hitting the trigger a couple of times, looks around with whatever. That's unscripted. Like, for whatever reason,
that was awesome.
The boss,
because they had like.
Go ahead.
There we go. Sorry. No, sorry, I froze up there. The whole thing was like they had told like Ledger like pace it out, count the explosion and stuff like that. And I guess the actual detonations were off or something.
Yeah.
So you just like had to ad lib there for like a few seconds, and so he's like flicking the button because he thinks he's gonna do something, and then all of them start going off, and he realizes he's in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So then he needed to start moving. It was really funny.
Yeah.
I have always heard that. I just couldn't. I never really found anything where like he talked about it or anything like that. That's what I've always heard is the story.
Another ad lib that he did when he's in jail, and Gordon gets, told he's commissioner. Him clapping in like a sarcastic rhythm. That was another ad lib that they did, and it just worked. There was a couple of more, and I can't remember exactly what. When he's talking to Harvey, he in the hospital, Joker comes at him, and Harvey like throws up his hands to like try and protect himself, and Joker and Heath grabs the hands, and they just kind of tussle a little bit. Like that was another ad lib that they just kind of pieced in there. So like there was a few different ones in here.
Interesting.
Speaking of Joker, that opening scene, love that opening scene.
Except for the fact that the other bus had to have seen him pull out of there, right?
That is true.
Okay,
that's weird.
And they saw the police go by, and they have the radios in their buses.
Yes.
How did nobody ever get? How did nobody ever let anybody know that that was how he was?
Those radios, can they get a police channel on there?
Yeah, it's a CB. Yeah.
Yeah, but if they don't know what the police channel is, I mean, I guess they could turn it to figure it
Listen,
out.
they can do it well enough to turn in people's license plate numbers when they
Oh,
pass
can
them
they?
when they have their signs out.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hmm.
before they had cameras on them. Yeah.
I believe the theory is that the bus before and the bus after was actually empty, and so it was just part of a line, and the drivers actually went for.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah,
that would make sense why there was a
because he
gap.
does say, "Oh, I was supposed to shoot the bus driver."
He did shoot the bus driver when he came into the.
No, I know. Like that would make sense why that line of buses is like the decoy.
Yeah.
That actually, I like that.
Because like it's even perfectly spaced out for him to be able to pull into it,
That's
which would
true.
make me think that it's all part of the guide.
All part of the
Or
plan.
the plan.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say towards the end of the movie, I did start kind of making fun of everyone makes fun of like Bat voice. Man, his Joker voice after a while just started to
Great on you.
Yeah, when he's like when he's trying to, because there's moments where he's like serious and the voice kind of like draws. I get that's part of the character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's only like when he's dealing with Batman does he like kind of not do the voice as much anymore. But when he's like really monologuing, it's just like, dude, shut. Like, okay.
So the
Like,
reason why he kept
shut
like
up.
licking his lips
Was because
going-
the prosthetics were bothering him.
well, wasn't that what was bothering him? He was making sure that they wouldn't fall off, and so
Yeah,
that
because
kinda
it was all
became
part of his act.
It became a tick for Joker. Yeah, so it kind of worked.
Because Joker's scars were prosthetics, just like Heath Ledger's.
Anyway,
I said it on the show. It's canon.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
and Chuck said Spider-Man sucks, so that's canon too.
I didn't say he sucks. I just said he's just equally as bad of a person as Batman is. I think was my point.
Either way,
And poor.
I heard sucks.
Oh, so poor people suck, Joey? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's why
Yeah,
he's
they should.
Batman's his favorite.
That's true. That makes sense. He aspires
Yeah.
to be rich.
I mean, Joey does live in the richest neighborhood in Fort Wayne, so
I would say
in the richest area code. I'm sorry, not neighborhood, area code.
Are you the Batman of Fort Wayne, Indiana?
Well,
Did you say you?
Ironically, both my parents are dead. So
The only thing he needs is more money.
more money and
All right. So
thick
importantly,
ads.
Chuck, where can they
Yeah.
give Joey money at?
Listen, if you want Joey to become the vigilante he always deserves to be, head over to patreon.com and hit that 301 tier. That specifically supports this show, puts money in Joey's pocket so he can buy real armor and not run around in hockey gear anymore, because it was noted that is the big difference. That's the difference between them and him, is the hockey gear specifically and nothing else. So we need to get Joey a real life actual Batman suit.
That's true. We do, because I can't lose my best friend, guys.
That's true.
Especially
'Cause
some
Joey
stupid
also-
clown or something.
Yeah, Joey also will not use guns. So, which, by the way, he just bends the gun barrel like it was nothing.
He had
a clamp something on his hand.
He was using one of those things and working his wrist muscles, and he worked it so often that he could just bend a barrel. It's fine.
I mean, that is very
Actually,
outrageous. I will give you that. But they did show him having some like device on his hand.
I
Yeah,
like no. I like the grip idea better, like just muscle grip, because it then links the fact that the theory of American Psycho is just a multiverse Batman, because he just constantly does hand squeeze thing in that movie. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, we said it on the show, so now it's canon.
It is
Yeah,
canon.
yeah.
There's a very weird Reddit link that I found that like tries to connect American Psycho to the Batman universe and how it is one of the multiverses where Bruce Wayne goes bad. It's very strange, but
That
also
sounds like
not
a lot of
totally
work.
fun.
I kind of like it though. I kind of like
Sure.
it. Not gonna lie.
They just kind of like threw some spaghetti at a wall and hope that it stuck. But
I mean,
Specifically, at least one strand stuck because Chuck just brought it up. So
that's true.
Very true.
Can you imagine
what-
if I just, send it through an AI and had it just write the script for us and we just read it over on Patreon of American Psycho Batman?
I mean, that'd be kind of fun.
I mean, legitimately,
we gotta get a list of them, and then one day we'll just do
We'll
it
just
all.
start producing them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good.
I mean, very legitimately, I hate AI, but I like the idea.
Yeah.
What you guys
I mean,
think
the whole
of-
point is to show how bad it's going to be.
Oh yeah,
and how computer generated things are not good.
it's so much fun.
It is.
What you guys think of the bike?
I hate it.
Very, very impractical.
I hated it as much as I hated the Tumbler or Rumbler or whatever the fuck that thing is called.
Tumbler.
It's a Batmobile, actually.
It is the Batmobile, but they never actually say Batmobile. They actually do call it Tumbler.
Well, yeah, because calling it the Batmobile just sounds fucking stupid, Joey. It's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, then what's next? Like Batarangs, a Bat Cave, the Bat Belt, the Bat Signal,
Bat shark repellent. Yeah, like what are we even doing?
Hey, that worked great for Adam West in Batman 66.
It did.
He
It
just
got the
happened
shark
to
off
have
his
it-
leg.
Yeah, he happened to have it on his belt for the perfect situation.
Well, he is Batman. Is the utility belt really just a plot device? Is that all it is now?
Oh yeah, 100%.
It always was.
I know.
Now, I know that they have streamlined, especially in the comics, like the devices he needs, but it's like he has maybe 10 that are like the common, like the batarang, the pellets, the smoke grenades, like stuff like that. In like the first, like, I don't know, 5 pouches on each side, and then the back I think is like he'll have the grappling hook somewhere, but like the other pouches are like specifically designed for a character he's going up against.
It is kind of interesting. We never until he needs it. Do we see the grappling hook attached to him, or that sticky gun explosive thing that he shoots?
Yeah, that gun just pops out.
Oh, so what? He keeps it in the small of his back, underneath the cape.
Is that where he keeps it?
I don't know.
I mean, it could.
Maybe.
There's only one other place I could think of him keeping it, and it'd be hard to do in that suit. So.
Well, I don't know, man. It did collapse on itself. It was a concealed weapon, so
that's true.
May just right up in there. Actually, plot twist is here. It's in his.
Let's talk about how even though Batman says he doesn't kill, he definitely murdered that dog.
No, because Joker. So we see the dogs later on with Joker.
I don't think they're the same dog.
No,
I would like to say I watched him fling that dog, and I went, "Oh, that better be on Joey's kill count!" Like immediately.
No, the dog's alive because we see him
it's
at the
not
end
the
with
same dog.
It's
no way it's the same
dog. That guy's gimmick was he had hungry dogs. He clearly had more than 2.
No, he had 3.
Yeah, and there were only 2 with the Joker.
No, there were 3 with the Joker.
Then there were 4 before that because he definitely killed that dog.
Are you sure they were the same dogs, Joe?
Yes, because he took them from the one guy.
But that doesn't mean they were the same dogs. Do you know how easy it is to get a Rottweiler in New York City?
It's not New York City. It's Gotham City.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Detroit.
Even more so.
Nope, not on the kill count. Not the same dog.
Well, I counted it as both animal cruelty and hero kills, so it's on our bingo.
No, the hero kills is when he is driving the tumbler
shit up. Yeah.
Well, that, but he's driving the
and
tumbler
he hits the car.
The was it the
semi
dumpster?
Or that dumpster dump truck,
yeah.
and he crushes him against the top.
Yeah, he definitely killed that guy.
Yeah, but I put it on there for
cars. Speaking of all the cars, like he's blowing cars up in that bike, and there's 2 kids in the car just like sitting there. He could have easily killed those kids.
The cars that he was blowing up were full of people too, Joey.
No, because there was a parking lot.
Yeah, was it though?
Friendly reminder. He's not killing them. He's just putting them to the bed. He when he flung that pooch, he just said,
I have one rule.
Night, puppy. Time to go to sleepy. Get in your cage.
You guys want to talk about Two-Face?
Mr. Fishy!
I like So Two-Face is like my favorite, like one of my favorite Batman villains. It's
Okay.
probably number 2.
But not
behind
in this
Scarecrow.
movie.
Not in this movie.
I hated Dent's whole his whole persona in this was just this cheesy I couldn't stand when he had talking lines because it felt like they just didn't know how to give him a personality, so they just didn't.
No, see, that's the thing though. His personality was hidden because as he's talking with Gordon later on, or later on in the movie, when he was back in Internal Affairs, he was a Two-Face. He would like say what he wanted to say in front of the people and then turn around and fuck them over. So like he had that, like, I'm going to say what I need to say here to get what I need to get done. And then you see him about ready to kill Joker's lackey in the back of an alley because he needs to find where Rachel's at.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done a little bit more in dialogue or something of like explaining why the cops kind of don't trust him. Because like that's the whole thing is like the cops don't trust Dent. And that's like the one group that needs to trust him. Although at the same time not, because they're all on the fix anyway. And literally Dent's putting guys away. Like, and
so
do they make reference to the fact that he was putting cops away? They do, right?
No, I guess the Internal Affairs.
I think they might make one little thing about it,
because he was originally part of Internal Affairs. That was like his whole thing.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Apparently there was something. I think it was filmed, but then got cut. There was going to be a reference to why Dent has such a hard on not trusting cops. Turned out when he was younger, his dad was a cop and would beat his mom constantly. And when he got turned in, the cops just kind of looked the other way until the day that
would have been even more realistic for the movie.
Well, sure, but yes. But then the one day beating went too far, killed his mom. That's why he's not a fan of cops.
Right. I actually kind of wish they had kept that in, because then it also kind of explains why he, why he wanted to be a DA was to work for Internal Affairs.
This movie is already 2.5 hours long, which, in my opinion, still felt too long.
Agreed. It was way too long.
Yeah.
I started getting bored.
Oh, the trick is to watch the first half hour at the gym when you're on the treadmill, and then go back to it maybe 2 hours later. And also put models together when you're watching it, and the time just flies by.
I watched like an hour last night, and then the fish up this morning.
Yeah.
So
I was doing block cutting while I watched it. So
I definitely would have lost my attention in this movie a lot more if I didn't take a break.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I wish I would have taken a break, but I wanted to get the whole movie watched last night, so I didn't have to watch any of it this morning.
Yes.
And yeah. There were just some parts that were just, they could have definitely made shorter or cut out, or
honestly, they could have cut out a lot of the Dent stuff and then kept Two-Face for the sequel, which I definitely think they should not have killed him off. Apparently, according to IMDb, Nolan had said if he had realized he was going to be getting a third movie, he wouldn't have killed off Two-Face.
How did he not think he wasn't going to get a third movie?
Because at this point in time, it wasn't guaranteed. I mean, it's 2008. Like, yes, trilogies are out there, but like the first movie made money. This movie was the first one to make $1 billion. But I think when he originally made the film, he just wasn't sure he was going to get a sequel.
And then I'm sure we'll talk about it at Dark Knight, but Ledger was supposed to be in the third one?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
According to IMDb, there was some hints at what happened to Joker, because since he is canonically the only villain that has survived the trilogy,
right. The Batman hasn't killed.
Apparently he escaped and just disappeared, which very Joker. But
right.
I don't know if he was gonna be in Rise or not.
Interesting.
And obviously, we'll never know because obviously once Heath Ledger passed
No,
away,
we
they're
will
like,
know we've
"We're
seen
done."
it, and he wasn't in it. So
Well, no, you know what I mean.
Actually, that's not true. He is technically in it. He's in a quick shot. It's like the very beginning of the movie. They're like locking him up, and he's sitting there in the cell. It's like 3 seconds, and it's an old shot from Dark Knight where they like kind of like super like put it like superpose it, put it all together, and them like slamming the door on him, and he's just there. It's like 3 seconds at the beginning
I
of
mean,
the
I
movie.
haven't seen Dark
I
Knight
don't know that.
Rises since like probably the year after it came out, so it's been a while.
I
But
mean, it's been a minute for me too. Yeah. So
Because I remember distinctly going like, oh shit, like
okay.
that was Ledger. Like,
Well,
it was weird.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to look out for that.
Yeah.
also, you got to look out for the Joker's cool ass magic trick.
Yes.
Yeah. That was
Like that. That did make me chuckle both times I've watched this movie and seen it.
I mean, it's a good trick.
I
It's a good
remember
trick.
I remember seeing that and thinking like, oh, okay, shit, like this is actually going to be brutal a little bit. Like what this is not jokey Joker anymore. Like this is, which is like, I guess because he was wearing a mask in the first, like in the bank robbery scene, or something about shooting people not nearly as bad as stabbing somebody in the face with a pencil.
So here's a fun little like book thing, the novelization thing. You know how I love to read those. Yeah. In the very beginning, when he's standing on the street corner, in the novel, there's apparently an old lady who like comes up and is waiting for the crosswalk, and he makes some calculations in his head on either pushing her into the street or not, and he doesn't. He just lets her be. But like that'd be kind of a fun scene to see, just like from the back, like him just kind of look at her and just kind of like you can see his mind working on if he wants to just kill her for no reason or not to help add to the chaos that he is.
Yeah, but I feel like that would have given it away that was Joker.
It would have.
then.
It would have,
Yeah.
and I'm glad they didn't put it in there.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good though.
All
right, anything else?
So I do want to say, so at the very end, when Two-Face has got Gordon's son held hostage, if Gordon knew what his son was going to become, he probably would have let him die. Because in the comics, James Gordon Jr. is a psychopath murderer. So, yeah.
As most sons of cops become. So
to be, yeah.
Tracks out, actually, yeah.
That tracks, yeah.
Yeah. Also, the on the ferries, another fun little thing in the IMDb, which I'll get to in a second. But we get that one guard who, on the prisoner ferry, shoots his shotgun up into the ferry. Like, dude, you're on the lower level. What the fuck are you doing? There's people above you.
Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were just trying to get attention. You know, maybe there's nobody above them.
They're trying to get their attention, but
maybe it was just buckshot, and all it did was stuck in the ceiling and didn't actually make a.
That's possible.
It is also.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the most unrealistic thing about this movie is the idea that the one boat wouldn't blow up the other boat. I inherently believe that people are bad, and to save their own ass would instantly blow up the other boat. Like that's just guarantee, absolute guarantee.
So I was going to ask actually both of you, would you guys do that? Would you actually pull the trigger if you were in that situation?
Nope.
I don't think I could.
Oh, but I'm always looking for a reason to die. So like that's a little different for me. Like
but that would be them pulling the trigger, not you pulling the trigger.
So about that, talked earlier about Joker having plans upon plans. He had apparently, had they pulled the trigger, would have blew themselves up.
I figured
that is very
ultimately
Joker.
Would have made the sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not only you, and then you're either going to both blow up, or it frames the other boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is inherently more chaos.
Yep.
Because then you have an entire boat of people like, we did not flip that switch. But it's like, well, listen, we knew the rules. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's sweet.
Let's see. That's actually, I think it's everything I got.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
I will say real quick, what is your favorite scene of this movie? Like any particular clip or scene that lives forever in your brain?
if you're good at something, never do it for free.
There's that.
Yeah, probably.
I do like the scene where Fox is telling Reese, like you're trying to blackmail this guy who's a
Yeah.
vigilante. That
That's
one's
a good
really
one.
good. The Joker when Batman is driving on the
That's the
bike.
scene for me. Yes.
Yeah.
And Joker is just like, run me,
Come on,
hit me,
come on.
hit
Yeah.
me. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like shooting the gun at him. Yeah, for whatever reason, that lives rent free in my brain a lot. Also, more recently, only because of the meme, is the part where he jumps down the big pile of money and then goes, "Where's the Italian?" But it's only because I saw a meme that was like Nintendo when they ran out of ideas, and then it's that clip of him bouncing down.
Apparently in
It's a very funny joke.
in Italy, he doesn't say on that version of the Italian version over there. He doesn't say where's the Italian. He says where's Maroni.
Boo! It's funny because it's slightly racist. That's what makes it cool. Do you think the Joker uses the N-word like a lot? He's inherently chaos and bad.
Yeah,
I don't think he
100%.
does. No.
100% he does.
Nah, I wouldn't.
They just couldn't show it in the movie because, obviously it's a movie. But
No, see,
he
Joker.
definitely dropped the N-bomb to Spawn while he was
Is that
sitting
what?
there.
Wait. Is that what makes Ledger a better person than like DiCaprio? Because like in Django Unleashed, he says the N-word a lot in that movie. So
yeah, but that's also a Quentin Tarantino movie. So
yeah,
like,
it's super
expected.
It has to be authentic, and I need feet. Yeah, it makes sense actually.
Oh man. But yeah, okay. So I guess on to the kill count, which we got a kill count of 31. Which is
Damn,
funny.
still not as much as Batman.
Yeah, it's close to Batman. Batman doesn't kill as much as Batman.
So according to IMDb, they had both said that there was 34 kills in here. So I don't know where they're getting all that. But then also
They counted the dog, Joey.
No, dog didn't die. Also, it said
3 dogs
Joker,
would take your count to 34.
He didn't kill the dogs. It also said that Joker killed
the camel with one singular punch.
Hold on. But he didn't kill the camel. It was just animal cruelty. It also said that Joker killed 32 people, which is not right because Batman killed like 4 by himself. So I'm just saying.
That's true. Although,
did you count all the people that Batman killed as being put to sleep or as kill count?
Kill count.
See, then the dogs were dead. All right.
Dogs are dead.
It is also kind of interesting because like there's a lot of goons shooting other goons, but they count that all as Joker.
True. Well, Joker mastermind. Well, hold on. See, that one.
Then it's all one kill if that's the case. It's just one. It's all part of the plan.
I need your Joker voice saying it's all just one kill.
It's all just one kill.
I think it's them. Well, that doesn't even make sense because Two-Face Harvey kills like 3 people before.
Yeah, he just starts fucking whacking. He just doesn't even care.
He definitely he kills Maroni's driver, and he 100%. Oh, that was the other one. I did miss one. one. So it's 32.
It was the dog. Yeah.
No, it was the other bodyguard of Maroni's.
So I know that like Two-Face's whole thing is if he flips the coin, depending on how it lands, he does or doesn't do something, right?
Yep. If it's heads up, if it's not scarred, it's a favorable result. If it's scarred side, not favorable result.
But there are times when we don't see the result. So are we supposed to believe that Dent in this movie is still like not following the rule of it?
I mean,
because
no, I think
all the times that he flips and isn't supposed to kill somebody is only because it's more important that that person is alive because he needs like information or something from them.
No, because Ramirez, he was about ready to kill her, flips it, comes up heads, and he just knocks her out. The one cop that took Rachel. He killed the other cop. That came up scarred. He killed him in the bar.
Yep.
But now thinking about it, the guy that he has in the back alleyway that's Joker's goon,
Yeah.
he was never going to shoot him because the coin was not scarred up at that point. So he was
Correct.
just going to keep flipping it until he got the information.
Yeah, he was threatening him, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure I understood that. I have that coin. So I got this on DVD and it came with that coin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so I have that coin someplace, but my mom constantly, because my mom has a silver dollar from when she was born, like the date, and it looks exactly the same. Yeah,
Ooh.
like the same year and stuff. It looks exactly the same almost, and she constantly asks why I scratched up the back of her coin. I'm like, no, Mom, that's the Harvey Dent coin. It says Gotham on it. Like, come on, Mom. Jesus.
Love it. Ron, product placement. Or I'm sorry. Bingo. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's true. There is product placement.
There is product placement all over the movie, actually.
We've got animal cruelty, villain monologue, talking trope, government interference, betrayal by a friend, fight for something, hero kills, comic logic. I'm pretty sure I heard a Wilhelm scream in there and product placement.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of guys get dropped off some buildings.
Yeah. We didn't talk about the sonar at the very end. And Fox basically that idea. Well, I mean, good idea, like what he was doing for it, but like I back Fox for the like, yeah, if this is here, I'm out. Fuck
100%. Because it was a trash move.
Yeah, but like, why? Ultimately,
it's the
well. So Chuck, do you have a phone in your house?
No, I get what it just seems like. Why was that the breaking point for?
Because Batman was going to watch him jerking off to porn on his phone.
I think it was more of he bastardized something that he made that Fox made.
Yeah, because he breached everybody's personal privacy. Like he tapped into every phone in Gotham to do that.
All right, I guess it just feels like.
Have you ever seen the movie Kingsman?
No, I really want to.
The first one or the third one?
The first one.
First Kingsman, not man. Okay.
Yeah, Kingsman.
We will be watching that eventually for the movie.
Oh no, shit! That's based on a comic. I didn't know that.
It's a Mark Millar comic.
Oh, okay.
Is it Mark Millar?
I don't know.
Fuck, I don't remember. It is a comic book movie.
Cool.
So we'll watch all three at some point.
Interesting.
But yeah, then I guess I won't spoil anything for Chuck for a movie that's like 15 years old.
Unless I move, like 10.
Unless
I move it.
To be fair, for 10 years I've wanted to watch it and just never have for whatever reason. I don't know. It's like
I think I have it on the shelf. You just have to come over and watch it sometime, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can also just give you my like Movies Anywhere or Amazon, and you can watch it on there. All right, Spawn Cape Continuum.
Harvey Dent looked fucking terrible.
100%.
He looks fine.
That's because you've never seen the inside of somebody before, apparently.
That's true.
It didn't. The eyeball looked real bad. The eyeball specifically looked really bad. Also, his eyeball would not be in that good a condition still.
And it would not have stayed in his head.
Yeah, that was.
It would have dried out and
not great. That's not great.
Well,
also, you absolutely would have had like crazy infection by then, like 100%.
Especially since it wasn't even. Well, it wasn't even covered up in the hospital.
It would have made more.
He ripped it off.
He had like the burn mask on.
Yeah, which is why he was straight down later.
But it would have been cooler if they had just left the burn mask, like do the burn mask this entire movie. Like I think, and then like revealed at the or he reveals it like at the last minute or something, but like him
when
just
he's
running around.
when he's there facing off against Gordon. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it made it like, because then it's like, because the idea is like everything was taken from him and it's Gordon's fault, even his face, things like that. It just, I don't know. It really bothered me bad. It did not hold up. And I remember it being prosthetic, or most of it being prosthetic, but I guess not. I guess it was green screened.
It was all CG.
Yeah, but everything else kind of was all practical effects. I know the explosions were practical effects.
Mhm.
Almost all of it was. Very little isn't, I believe. So, or practical in some way, because I know this is Nolan's whole thing was he wanted it to look as well as possible. So they did a lot of practical effect and did like stage like modeling. You know what I'm talking about? Like small scale stuff. Yeah.
Like Star Wars.
Yeah. Did a lot of the same stuff. So. I'm gonna say 3 out of 728 spawn capes. Nice big number.
Okay.
Nice big number.
Divisible by 2.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's good.
Alrighty. So
I'm actually very excited to get to spawn finally, so we can end this.
We'll get there eventually.
It can begin.
What do you got for us? Well, I'm
all right.
I mean, I can move it up. We're actually not that close. There's a shit ton of stuff between now and Spawn.
We should just realistically, before we start getting into the MCU, we should watch
catch the other stuff up.
Yeah, we should catch the indie like section up.
I mean, we might.
Because it wouldn't be a bad idea to catch the other section up. That way, the other section's at least in the early 2000s before we are done with everything else,
and not in the early 90s.
Yeah,
because we're in 2000s for literally everything else.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Anyway, all right. Is this a Batman movie? I think up until I think this is probably my favorite Batman movie, but I really do love The Batman, which we'll get to in a couple of years.
Eventually.
Is this a Batman movie? Yes. I remember loving this movie. It came out. I then proceeded to hate it for a long time because everybody ruined it for me with the memes and the over loving Joker for the wrong reasons and all that shit. I think this is a great representation of what this series could do. This is a T2 level sequel. Like they built on the that they did in the first one and made it better. And I think when we get to the next one, it also has the same effect of like Rise of the Machines in a lot of ways. I love this movie. I kind of agree that the helmet is a little goof, but I like the suit, even though it's all armor. I like the idea that they took armor away and actually made it a little unsafer because he was willing to give up he wanted mobility in exchange for actually being protected. And I think that was interesting. I wish it kind of played off a little bit more. I think Heath Ledger's Joker is phenomenal. Like just across the board of a method acting-ish level, like getting into character and stuff. And Harvey Dent was not great. I take that back. Harvey Dent was great. I think him playing Harvey Dent is good. It's when he becomes Two-Face that I didn't like. I inherently like all the hypocrisy in this movie and everybody thinking that they're a good person. I'm going to say, what did I give Batman Begins?
You gave it a 6.7.
I'm going to give this an 8.59. I enjoyed myself the entire time I was watching it. I was reminded how much I liked it when I was a kid. The nostalgia felt good, and I would happily, when my nephew's old enough, like showing him this run of like Christopher Nolan movies, I think he would genuinely enjoy them.
You said you gave it a what?
8.59.
8.59.
Damn.
So the trilogy itself, all three of these movies together tell a really wonderful story. And I mean, when we get to Dark Knight Rises, and I know Rises has some problems, and I'm Bane is my favorite Batman villain. So I got when we get to that, like that's gonna be. I really did enjoy Tom Hardy's performance, but again, like Ron said earlier, I haven't seen the movie in years, so it could be my opinion of the movie could have changed. Now, I'll get to it in my score, but like this still is my like top of the three for the trilogy. But anyway,
I think if I remember Rises being my takeaway was they were just trying to cram too much into it. If I remember.
There is some issues with that one.
Yeah. But all right. Anyway.
So Light Boy there, what you got?
So I don't know, like Batman movies really don't do it for me. Like the old ones had nostalgia for me. These ones I never really got like on the whole bandwagon of thinking they were like awesome or amazing. Like it was fun to watch the first time, but also I mean I like this one a smudge better than Batman Begins, but that's because the story in this one's less convoluted than that one was. Right back at you, Joey. What the hell, man?
No, shut up.
I
was giving you whatever.
You gave me the finger.
I was scratching myself, and then I went like that. Yes, I was.
Having said that, like I said, I liked it better than Batman Begins marginally. So I'm going to give this one a 5.81.
Really?
What did I give Batman Begins? It was like a 3 something, wasn't it?
No, it was a 5.8.
Hey, I liked it this much better.
You did say marginally better.
Oh,
god damn you.
But like, I don't know. I didn't like Harvey Dent's character at all. Like Two-Face, I didn't like. I didn't like the Harvey Dent character. I was actually not a big fan of Rachel in this either. Mostly because she again felt unnecessary. I did like some parts of the Joker, but I'm not like super fangirling over here about it either. And I really hate the Batman voice, and it just kind of in this one it was more grating than the last one, I think. But
yeah, that was another thing apparently that they like did some ADR on and made it more gravelly. Apparently, like that's like it is Christian Bale going down an octave, but they're adding to it after the fact, which
gotcha
isn't great. Like it's not good. I agree with you on that.
I will say this. The voice and the mask still technically does work, and I get why people don't know that it's, or quotes, don't know that it's him, because I really would hear the voice and see that particular cowl and go, I cannot make this look like Christian Bale or sound like Christian Bale. Like a lot of that's just like, well, I guess I get why people don't realize this is Bruce Wayne, because like I cannot make this look like him, because it like he does not have his like puffy cheeks in, but when he wears the cowl, it like pushes his cheeks forward. And then he talks like this, and he looks totally different. So like I kind of like I guess I get it now.
I mean, I do love the meme where the reason why Batman doesn't go out during the day, and then you see Christian Bale with a tan line over his mouth. Like it's just kind of just funny.
That's funny.
So I literally just said it. I love this movie. Yes, there are problems. Like I said, it seems too long. Maggie Gyllenhaal, while I like her as an actress, did not like her as Rachel, because it's two different Rachels, and it felt jarring. Killing Two-Face at the end was a mistake. I did enjoy Two-Face. Because I like Two-Face as a character in general. And I thought Aaron Eckhart did a wonderful job, both as Harvey and as Two-Face. The story is really solid, in my opinion, even though, like I said, it does feel a little long. Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker is amazing. And the problem is is that people have been trying to emulate that ever since. And obviously, we don't get that. Jared Leto.
Is that what he was trying to do?
Yeah, was that what he was trying to do?
He wasn't trying, but people are. The bad thing is, everybody was going to compare Heath Ledger to Jack Nicholson because Jack Nicholson's Joker was, it was so amazing for the time. But like we said at the very beginning, this Joker is perfect for this Batman. Jared Leto's Joker is perfect for Ben Affleck's Batman. Well, perfect. Yeah, air quotes perfect there. Like it fits, sort of. But like this Joker works with the story that's being told.
You should probably edit that part out.
Why?
Where you said Jared Leto's Joker works?
No. The last time I rewatched Suicide Squad, I went into it with a little bit more of an open mind, and there's things that actually do work. And we'll get to it when we get to the Suicide Squad.
Listen,
but that's about it.
It technically won an Oscar, so
yeah, for costumes, right?
Sound?
Was it sound? I thought it was costumes.
It's something. Okay, it's something like it's like one that nobody cares about.
Something weird. Yeah. Yeah. Either way, I gave this movie a 9.2. I love this movie.
A 9.2 what?
9.2. Just 9.2.
Joey, you got to use your
0. There, happy?
Yeah.
Like this is one I would watch all the time. Like this is a great movie, in my opinion. So that gives us a combined score of 7.87, which drops it in at number 10. It actually is the same score as Superman 2, the Donner Cut, and Casper with a 7.87, and is now sitting just above Blade. Blade was at a 7.73. So,
interesting. Do I like this better than I like Blade?
I feel like you like Blade better than this.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think I don't know. A lot of the time I think my mood and like what I'm going through in my life tends to like dictate my score a little bit more than it probably should. But I don't know. Just
well, so hey, looking back at it, you gave Blade an 8.2.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess I did.
Apparently, you did like this better than Blade.
Yeah, I think ultimately I do kind of like this better than Blade. I would go back and watch this before I'd probably go if I had to pick between two movies. I might pick this over Blade. That's interesting. Huh. Learning a little bit about myself today.
We learn a little bit about you every day.
For this, that is true. I would say the special effects for this is better than Blade, but that's also a 10-year gap.
I was going to say there's 10 years between those two. Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, you know what it is? Blade's outfit doesn't fit him as nice as any of the outfits in this movie. Because everybody was tailored in this, and Blade ain't got time for tailors. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, because he's poor. God damn, dude.
It's not poor. Blade is not poor. It is that type of fucking technology. He's committing. He's got money. He's got crime money for sure. I like the idea of Blade is just like just doing regular amounts of crime to be able to like afford his like silver dust
habit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, already. So, Chuck, where can they find you online?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, Kicked Out of the Hood, No Ian Kicked. You can find my hobby page, Kicked Out of the Hobby, over on Instagram, No Ian Kicked. Ronald?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Good at This Game. You can find my art on Instagram at Good Art This Game. And obviously you can find me here on this podcast. Joey?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Threads at Comic Book Rundown. You can email us, comicbookrundown@gmail.com. We'll read it on the upcoming episode. We've got merch over on Redbubble and TeePublic, and our song was done by Cam. So our next movie will be Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. So we'll get Jordan
Ooh.
back on for that one.
Yay!
And,
I am a little nervous to watch this.
so I was gonna say, like, we're watching it on Disney Plus, right? Like we're which is the special edition.
I've got
Oh, so I've got the original.
see, I don't have
And the
the
special
I don't have the
edition?
actual original anymore
Do you
because
remember
I had
when-
that on VHS, and my
I think
little
I
brother
got it.
destroyed them. But like, I've got the this.
Nice.
Yeah,
Do you remember when they released like the special edition and everybody was like fucking butthurt about it? And then like a bunch of years later, when we're going to release another run of Star Wars,
Well,
movies,
because
they just went
they-
back in
well,
and took everything out that they put in and released the original cuts. And everybody was like, "What the hell are you doing? This is bullshit." But they still left in Han shooting, not shooting first.
they changed Han shooting like 3 different times.
Yeah, it's great.
But no, like back in, I want to say early 2000s, Walmart had the original trilogy on DVD with the special edition trilogy. Like it was a 2-disc
Bundle?
set. Yep. For each of them, and I bought each of them. So I've got
Nice.
the original on DVD still. Plus, then I also have them on Blu-ray and
Yeah, it's
obviously Disney Plus. So
It's amazing how the special edition will ruin the Spunky Continuum score for sure.
oh god,
Like
Yeah.
real bad. We'll talk about it then there too. But I do have questions between the original because I've never actually seen the the original
Special
cut
edition.
version. Yeah, I've
Okay.
only seen the special edition versions. So there are I will have questions.
well, good. We will answer all that next time.
All
right.
right.
See y'all.
bye.
Derp 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 doo and skadoosh.